So Jamie Jones breaks off, and this wonderful Crucible Arena has taken on a new persona because the dividing wall has been lifted with another match finishing. So this is all new stuff to Jamie, as you see that fabulous venue that we play in. So everybody who's had the treat of the other match can now tune into this one.
Looks as if he's taking this one on. He can avoid the cannon on the black. That was a strange pace that he played that pot at.
Yes, it was neither one or the other shot, that was it.
One.
Oh, beautifully played. Excellent cue ball.
I've just noticed there that Jamie's wearing the same bow tie that Judd Trump wears. Well, it's not the same bow tie, but it's one that looks like Judd's bow tie. Maybe that's because of the way he cues there. You know, it's much more comfortable that than a traditional bow tie. And that's just about perfect.
6.
He's given himself a good chance here.
7.
Mentioned it earlier in the match, the way he cues Jamie, just like the twice pot black champion back in the 70s, Graham Miles.
Yes, he was a lovely cueist, Graham, wasn't he? Very fluid and smooth, and when he first came on the circuit, I can remember watching him in exhibitions when my father used to take me, and we were mightily impressed with the way he had a lovely touch in amongst the balls.
And a very funny player to play an exhibition with.
Yeah. One thing you'd have to say about Jamie today, which has been slightly disappointing, is his scoring. Highest break of 50 in the first frame, and contributions of 32 and 49 since. So I probably need to up that a little bit, but he's certainly competing.
$21.
Got the extended spider out here, because he got the bridge over quite a few balls. At least they've got the grooves right in that extended spider. Remember years back, some of them weren't absolutely right. You'd push the cue through and your cue would stick in it.
Yes, they're more a V shape now, which just is universal for every cue. I never understood why they were U shapes beforehand. Some thicker cues and thinner cues were all different going through it. Meanwhile, he's just keeping this break going. Had a couple of awkward shots, but managed to negotiate them. Now, if he can play a little stun into the two reds on the right, I'm just wondering whether the pink pots, if he can just avoid the cannon on the pink, when if he gets on it. Well, he couldn't really, but I was thinking he could have potted the pink then and split the pack up as well, but it may still be on. A little later, but he's on the black and a loose red above it. Just wondering whether it's coming up now.
Hasn't got the angle 45. To play for the black. It would be a bonus if that pink still goes. We'll find out shortly. He's now looking at it. And as John mentioned, if he could hold for it, he could bring those 6 reds into play. And it does.
46.
So this is the key to this frame. If he opens the reds nicely and drops on one after potting this pink, he could be back all square at 4 each. It's a little awkward. He might have to take one into the right middle pocket and play for the black
52.
here. And it's a little bit of a twitchy one, this.
Yes, he's a bit unlucky there. How many times does that happen? You know, you're just one positional shot away from looking like winning the frame, and you stick on a couple of reds like that. Landed on something simple there, and he's more or less a certainty to get over the line in this frame.
You see, this one's an easier pot, but he'd have to get the spider out again. He can drop on the black, but he's going to play it. He's going to go for game here.
Yes, the other thing with this is it's quite an awkward shot for a right-hander. This, you have a funny sort of angle with this. You've got to be careful. It's a little trickier than you think.
Yeah.
Well, he's asking for the swan neck, which is slightly different to the traditional spider. He's already played one shot with the extended spider. This is the swan neck that's coming out now.
Well, the only good news about this shot is you don't have to do anything with the cue ball. The bad news is you can't get to it.
It's difficult to sight down the cue because the butt of the cue is so high up in the air, and he doesn't fancy that. So a little smile as he walks around the table and thinks about that difficult one into the middle.
I think it's one of the most difficult things as a snooker player. You feel as if you've had this chance and you should be in there, and sometimes you just have to steel yourself and play a safety shot. And when you think the opportunity's there, sometimes you force the issue, but, well, he's going for it.
Very well played indeed. I'm not sure if he played the cannon on the black, but he made sure of the pot, and he deserved the kiss on the black there.
Yeah, you're dead right, Dennis. The word is deserved. Very bold.
60.
Made his mind up. At least he didn't rush that situation. Had a look with the spider and the swan neck, and decided that was what he was going to play. And good 61. On him for knocking it in.
Well, a few more pots and the frame is safe, and then he can concentrate on making his first ever century break at the Crucible Theatre. It's his first visit here.
66.
And he's coped
67.
very well. It just seems these days that these young players don't suffer so much from the crucible nerves.
$72.
And I think a lot of that, John's down to the fact they're playing so much now with these PTC events all over the country and, well, all over Europe.
Yes, this boy has been a good player for quite a while. I did see him down in Wales one time when he was a little younger. He looked impressive then, but with the years of experience and playing in the tournaments, standing him in good stead, he's becoming a handful. And we mentioned he qualified by beating Ricky Walden 10 frames to 2, and you don't do that if you can't play, because Ricky Walden is a player and Shaun Murphy is in a match.
$89.
And every chance now of making that century. And that will be another £200 for the Haven House Children's Hospice, the Snooker Association's
96.
chosen charity this year. Our sponsors,
97.
betfred.com, have generously donated that. And if they get over 75 centuries, they make it up to £25,000.
Well done, Jamie.
102.
Great feeling,
103.
John, when you make your first century of the Crucible, isn't it?
Magnificent. And as we say, we're going to go back to that cut in the middle pocket. Deserved everything he gets. Okay, had a little nice kiss to land on the black, but fully deserved that was.
107.
Nice to make the total
109.
clearance here. And this is as well as he's hit the ball in the match.
Well, that's the fascinating thing about the game of snooker. The last frame lasted 44 minutes, almost 45 minutes. This frame hasn't even been going 11 minutes.
116.
All the way around the houses to get on the pink here, maybe. There we go. Looks pretty good. Maybe
121.
a little pacey. Have to take it to the middle pocket.
$127.
Fabulous break from the Welsh wizard, you'd have to say, in that particular frame. That's a superb clearance of 134, and Jamie Jones has got himself back all square against the former world champion Shaun Murphy. Well, he must be absolutely delighted with himself there, and got a terrific reception from the Crucible crowd. Deservedly so, and well, who's to say, he might finish up leading 5-4 going into the second session.
Yeah, and perfect timing for all those on the other side of the curtain, wasn't it? Dividing wall went up, they joined it for their first frame and they saw 134, so they've been quite lucky today.
Talked about him here for the first time at the Crucible Theatre. In fact, not that long ago in the PTC finals, I think he defeated John Higgins. That would have been televised, but it certainly